We are following breaking news that happened overnight. A person is dead, another is seriously injured after a single vehicle crash at the intersection of Williamson and Malvern Road. The driver did not survive the crash, and police have not released the driver's name pending notification of next of kin. The passenger, 44-year-old Sarah Jane, was taken to a local hospital. Neither person in the vehicle was wearing a seatbelt when the crash happened. Police are still investigating the crash. 10 News will be working to bring you more details as this story develops.
We have breaking news just into the newsroom. A judge rules Bo Bergdahl should serve no prison time for endangering his comrades by leaving his post in Afghanistan in 2009. He will receive a dishonorable discharge, lose his rank, and forfeit pay. He pled guilty to endangering his comrades by leaving his post. Bergdahl's attorneys asked for no prison time, while prosecutors wanted 14 years. Bergdahl could have received life in prison for desertion and misbehavior before the enemy, but again, he receives no prison time. New at noon, Equifax says a special committee has determined that 4 of its executives did not commit insider trading prior to the public figuring out about a data breach. It was found that 3 Equifax executives sold shares worth a combined $1.8 million just after the company discovered that breach. The company rating agency said the committee found that none of the executives knew of the breach when their trades were made and pre-clearance was obtained. Equifax says the committee is still reviewing the breach. Earlier this year, hackers broke into systems exposing personal information of around 145 million Americans. The company is under multiple state and federal investigations as well. New at noon, one person's in the hospital this afternoon after a crash in Roanoke. It happened just after 10 this morning on Brandon Avenue. A white van flipped, hitting a tree near the skate center. One lane was closed as crews worked to clear the scene. There's no word on what caused this crash or the driver's condition. We have breaking news out of our nation's capital this afternoon as House Republicans passed a spending plan for the government. Within the last hour, the House passed this budget, which now allows for work on a $1.5 trillion tax cut. This comes as some are concerned over how the new budget will affect those with 401k accounts. President Trump says his goal is to significantly lower tax-free contributions to help pay for the cuts. Earlier this morning, White House Republicans said they need to make sure there's party unity on the plan.
In our interest to have party unity so that we can continue to work forward on an agenda.
If they need our votes, it will have to have some influence on what that legislation is.
The Senate passed the budget proposal last week.
We begin tonight with breaking news out of New York City. At least 6 people are dead and 9 people hurt after police and witnesses say someone drove a van into a busy bike path near the World Trade Center Memorial, hitting several people.
The driver then got out of the car and began screaming and holding imitation firearms. New York City police say the man was shot and is now in custody. Officials say they are investigating this as a case of terrorism. Now, as the story continues to develop, we will continue to bring you the latest information. Stay up to date. You can head to our website, WSLS.com, or download our 10 News app.
We begin at noon with breaking news out of Washington as 6th District Congressman Bob Goodlatte announces that he will not seek re-election in 2018. The 65-year-old is the 3rd House Committee chairman to announce his plans to leave within the last week. Goodlatte led the House Agriculture Committee from 2003 to 2007 before then becoming the Judiciary Committee chair in 2013. Goodlatte released a statement saying his retirement is a natural stepping off point and an opportunity to begin a new chapter of his life. We will continue following this story throughout the day. We will have the latest tonight starting at 5 on 10 News and on WSLS.com. We are working for you to get an update on a breaking story from this morning. One man is dead after an officer-involved shooting in Roanoke. It happened in the 2600 block of Fairfield Drive. Police tell us the officer was responding to a domestic incident call. Once the officer arrived, he noticed an armed man on the front porch with a woman. They were involved in what police describe as an active disorder. The officer asked the man to drop the gun several times. The man refused and fired a shot. The officer then fired back, killing the suspect. Neither the woman nor the officer were hurt in the incident. The investigation's now been turned over to Virginia State Police. 10 News is working for you to get even more information. We're going to have the very latest for you coming up starting at 5.